So the physicality of rituals does become mere material expression of spiritual conviction. I believe, and thus I act accordingly. So it's interesting to know that Islam insists not only on acting, but on acting precisely. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So in chapter 3, section 5, the benefits we can derive from religious practices. A second benefit that for me is quite important after positivity is agency. So in this section I argue that the religious practice also helps me build agency, that they make me more effective in acting in the society I live. I have already discussed how religious practices can help me reconsider the material objects as vehicles rather than objectives in themselves. So similarly, the acts of worship are not objectives. Like the goal shouldn't be just to pray, to tick a box. No, it's to pray to achieve something greater. Yes, obedience is important, but there's something more that you hope to achieve through that obedience. So similarly, the acts of worship are not in themselves objectives, but means to get closer to Allah, to God. Similarly, you love your wife. She asks you to do something, to do an errand. You'll do the errand. You obey. But the point is not the errand. The point is to show respect to what she asked. So the physicality of rituals does become mere material expression of spiritual conviction. I believe, and thus I act accordingly. Indeed, the Prophet ﷺ said multiple occasions that faith requires actions. As said before, the Prophet ﷺ said that the distinction between a believer and a non-believer is the prayer. Likewise, in the Quran, Allah oftentimes just juxtaposed belief and action, آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات, in order to prompt the believer to act upon that belief and implement this ideal. So it's interesting to know that Islam insists not only on acting, but on acting precisely. For example, we are asked to pray 5 times a day, all right. And the Prophet says, pray as you have seen me pray, alayhi salam. So the prayer is to be performed as he, alayhi salam, prayed, which means you have to follow specific rules. The prayer is performed at specific time during the day or night. It's composed of a succession of well-defined postures during which I'm invited to reflect on specific verses, specific text. Similarly, the zakat is a predefined, well-defined percentage of my wealth. Fasting during Ramadan is again well-defined. It starts at a certain time, it ends at a certain time, and this is how it has to be done. And it takes place only during a clear, defined period in the year. If you go further, the Hajj, pilgrimage, again takes place in specific days during the year, and it consists in quite clearly defined acts that are carried out during the day. So Islam links religious conviction not to any good actions, but to well-defined actions, well-defined and concise actions. And of course, if you want to do more, you're free to do more. And that more has more leeway. Like if you want to give more in charity, it's up to you to choose how much more. But the basics, the requirement is well defined. So with this understanding, religious practice serves as a daily training to act upon my conviction. To give an example from outside of religion, if I really want to win a race, I won't just start running randomly. No, the more I want to achieve that race, the more I'll be careful about my posture while running, about how I breathe, about my nutrition, what I eat the day before, when I eat the day itself, and so on. Like if you really want to achieve that objective, you start being careful about all these different details. That helps you achieve it to the best of your ability. So same in religion. If you really want to achieve that objective, to get closer to God, then you start being more careful about the details. About agency, to give another practical example, I told you that within the department of chemistry at the university, we've been put at risk. They want to decrease the number, and they'll be drastic about it. Some of us will lose their job. We don't know who, we know how many. But that's the knowledge. How do you act upon it? Islam tells me that whatever will happen is for the best. But I don't just wait. Like Nuh alayhi salam, he doesn't just wait and say, look, okay, they are corrupt, let them all die, and if I need to die with it, so it's okay. No, Allah asked him, no, build a boat, save yourself, save the people that follows you. So similarly, I know that I am at risk of losing my job. What do I do? Do I just wait, get depressed, and complain, and accuse one or accuse the other? No. Allah wants me to take actions, to act within the society. I'll start applying for other jobs. I start developing plan A, plan B, plan C, with the mindset that whatever will happen, it might be difficult, it might be stressful, yes, but ultimately it is for the better for myself and others, inshallah. I remember one of my teachers explaining that religion is like a river. The water itself of the river is the essence. That's all the spiritual aspect of it, if you want. But that water needs a bed. It needs a bed to confine it. That bed, the bed of the river, are the rituals, are all the rules you have to follow. So religion, you have the spirituality of it, the essence of it, but it needs to follow some rules. Otherwise, it just overflows and you lose yourself. And the more defined the bed of the river, the more effective you'll be in achieving your objective. So with this understanding, again, religious practice serves as a daily training to act upon my conviction, from the idea to its careful implementation. And since Islam informs actions in all spheres of life, I'm expected to be meticulously active in all spheres of life. Moreover, by promoting a worldview that is informed by revelation rather than social norms, Islam prompts me to challenge these social norms and strive for a more just society. وجزاك الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.